Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has informed the Federal High Court in Abuja of his readiness to begin his defense on October 24th, 2025, as directed by the court order from October 16th, 2015. Kanu plans to call 23 witnesses, including former Defense Minister General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, former Chief of Army Staff General Tukur Baratai, retired, as well as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Hope Uzodinma. He also listed current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and Works, Nyesom Wike, and David Umahi, amongst others. The IPOB leader divided his witnesses into ordinary, but material and vital and compellable, the latter to be summoned under Section 232 of the Evidence Act 2011. This development follows protests led by Omoyele Sowore demanding Kanu's release, alongside a motion challenging court's jurisdiction and a medical report declaring him fit for trial. The court also remanded Kanu's special counsel, Aloy Ejimakbo, and others protesting his trial to Kuje Correctional Center, with the next hearing set for October 24th. Joining us now is lawyer and public affairs analyst Toye Jaja. He joins me live from Lesotho for more on this. Toye, it's good to have you on the news. I mean, what do you perceive as Nnamdi Kanu's choosing to lead his own defense and the 23 key witnesses that he has lined up? What do you feel will be the outcome from the defense?
Hello, I didn't get that question.
I was asking, what do you perceive as Nnamdi Kanu choosing to lead his own defense and the 23 key witnesses that he has lined up? How do you feel this will play out, or the outcome will be for the defense?
Well, he has legal grounds to challenge. He said jurisdiction. So jurisdiction is very vital, because remember, he came to Nigeria by rendition. Rendition is the legal, forceful carrying of someone to by the government or any other person. The legally accepted method to have brought him back was extradition. Extradition is the legal way of bringing somebody to stand trial. So the government erred by using illegal means. Now, his calling of witnesses, material witnesses, like the former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, is on point, because Malami was the person, as the lawyer for the federal government, the chief legal officer, when he wanted to bring back Adoki. Adoki was also a former minister of justice. Malami applied the legally correct method. He applied to Interpol. Interpol brought back Adoki from Dubai. Adoki had been summoned earlier. He refused to come. He said, I am doing my master's in the Netherlands or Switzerland, wherever. He refused. But Malami applied to Interpol, extradition proceedings, and Adoki was brought back to Nigeria to stand trial by the EFCC. So that's the legally accepted method. But in the case of Kanu, he used rendition. Rendition is illegal. So if Kanu raises that as jurisdiction, that the court does not have jurisdiction to try someone who has been brought by rendition, his lawyers are right to raise that objection.
So how would the inclusion of these witnesses, Wike, for example, or the former defense minister and others, have on the trial?
Ideally, if we follow the law, if the judge is to follow the law, he's supposed to say, I do not have jurisdiction to try this case because of the rendition that was used to bring Kanu back. That's the law, the way the law works. You have to deal with issues of jurisdiction first. And if a judge finds that he has no jurisdiction, then there's no trial. Now, I don't know the role that Wike has played, but I know that Malami was Minister of Justice, and he played a role because he charged Kanu when Kanu was brought. And the process of bringing Kanu is illegal. So a court in Kenya has even held that Kanu was brought back by rendition, which is illegal. The proper means to bring him back was extradition, which was not applied.
Right. So let's look at the legal meaning of and implications of categorizing these witnesses as ordinary but material and vital and compellable under Section 232 of the Evidence Act 2011. Just help us understand what the implications and what these meanings are and what they mean actually.
Okay, when you say compellable, that means they may not of their own free will come to court. So the court has to compel them. A subpoena has to be issued to bring them to court. For example, someone like Malami, I don't think he would voluntarily want to come to court. So you have to bring him as a compellable witness. A subpoena has to be issued against Malami to drag him to court. Then there are those who voluntarily would issue statements in support of Kanu. For example, Senator Abaribe, who stood as shorty for Kanu in the first time. He is such a witness. He will voluntarily give statements in support of Kanu. So that's the category of witnesses.
All right. Tony, I must say thank you for taking out the time to join us. Tony Ejaja there, giving us a bit of insight all the way from Lesotho as Nnamdi Kanu's trial is about to get to the defense phase, and Nnamdi Kanu will be leading his defense.
To the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest on Monday, where despite court orders, protesters led by activist Omoyele Sowore trooped out to demand the release of the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra. Well, on Tuesday, a magistrate court ordered the remand of Aloy Ejimako, one of the lawyers representing Nnamdi Kanu, in Kuje prison. The police arrested Ejimako after he joined protesters demanding Kanu's release and charged him alongside 12 others with various offenses, including criminal conspiracy, disobedience of a lawful order, inciting disturbance, and disturbance of public peace, contravening sections 152, 114, and 113 of the Penal Code law. This development has escalated the controversy surrounding the protest, while legal observers note that while lawyers have the constitutional right to peaceful assembly, their arrest during the protest they participated in adds another layer of complexity to an already contentious case involving freedom of expression, the right to protest, and due process. Well, activist Omoyele Sowore, in response to this detention, actually put out a post on X, and he wrote, "It is unfortunate that the Nigerian Bar Association has remained quiet regarding the unwarranted and unjust detention of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, Aloy Ejimako and Barrister Okereke Kingdom Nnamdi. President Afam Osigwe, what is going on? Hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu now." In the meantime, the Center Against Injustice and Domestic Violence has called on the Nigerian Bar Association to take immediate disciplinary action against Aloy Ejimako for alleged professional misconduct. In a statement, the group condemned the lawyer's appearance at the protest ground, describing it as a clear breach of professional ethics and a violation of Rule 33 of the Rules of Professional Conduct for Legal Practitioners 2023, which deals with sub judice statements. And according to the rule, and I'll read this statement in part, it says, a lawyer or law firm engaged in or associated with prosecution or defense of a criminal matter shall not, while litigation is pending, make or participate in making any extrajudicial statement that is calculated to prejudice or interfere with the fair trial of the matter, adding that the law expects that lawyers argue their cases in court, not on the streets, in protest grounds, or on media platforms. I mean, Vimba, I'm coming to you. Mr. Ejimako's participation in this protest is, they say, is tantamount to trying to sway public opinion and by extension, the court's view on the matter still under education. I mean, your thoughts on, some of all of these things that I've unpacked before, we discuss on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu as well, because I believe that he has also filed.
Yes, very complex issues. And I think in this instance, I always like to say two things can be true at the same time. The first issue is dealing with the incarceration of the lawyer and the other group of activists. Now, when you look at that FIR report and the issues that they are being indicted for, there are a number of concerns. The number one concern being people are saying that, but this group also included Showore himself. But Showore is a free man, and the other 13, I believe, are in prison. So why is there separation between those who have been arrested? If they were all together in a group and alleged to have all committed the same offense, why is there this selectivity? So that means that clearly, the playing field is not level. The rules are not applying equally, and many people are even challenging and contesting those rules to say, well, is this really what transpired? Were they really causing public disruption with their protest? Besides the fact that they did stay within the limits prescribed to them, when they tried to go beyond those limits, the police acted, and they were peaceful in their execution. However, another issue that I brought up earlier that I'll bring up is this issue of chanting war songs. And I think we have to be careful now with where we're going. I drew parallels with the case of Julius Malema in South Africa, who was taken to court over chanting a war song. If you remember, he has a song called Kill the Boer. And he says that it's not an insightful song because it's a remnant of their liberation past. So we now need to start having a conversation in Nigeria about whether chanting of war songs that are remnants of a struggle of the past do constitute a public disruption in some form or the other. In South Africa, it was ruled to have been within the constitutional right of any activist or advocate to chant any war song they want. Now it's set for the Nigerian law to set their own precedent on this issue. Now that's on one aspect. On the aspect of sub judice, the rules are clear. This man was on the streets advocating for and vocalizing for a case that should have been in defense as of that point. Of course, we've seen a number of issues that have come up with regards to delaying going into that defense. But at this time, I think that we need to focus our attention to the defense, because the prosecution have rested their case, and it's now up to Nnamdi Kanu to put forward his own defense. I know there are other developments that you'll come to, but and it's now not only is it up to him to put forward his defense, but it's also up to the public, civil society, to hold the judiciary accountable, to ensure that his defense is treated fairly, it's given in a fair environment, and that he has access to all that he needs to be in order for him to provide a thorough and robust defense for himself. I think I hope I've dealt with many of the substantive issues, but yeah.
I mean, in terms of Ejimako being, detained in Kuje and all of that, you would wonder, I mean, he's a lawyer, shouldn't he have known the rules? But I'm sure that there'll be other, lawyers that would actually come and argue his case as well as to whether or not he had a right to protest at the same time. But meanwhile, barely 24 hours after the protest, the detained IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, in a motion he personally filed on Tuesday, October 21st, agreed to enter his defense and informed the Federal High Court of his plan to call a total of 23 witnesses divided into two categories. Well, among those listed as compellable witnesses are former Minister of Defense, General Theophilus Danjuma, former Chief of Army Staff, General Tuko Boratai, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Works Minister Dave Umahi, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, and Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. The detained IPOB leader told the court he would testify on his own behalf, providing a sworn account of the facts, denying the allegations, and explaining the political context of his statements and actions. He requested a 90-day time frame to conclude his defense, given the number of witnesses. I mean, Rufai, why. What a dramatic turn of events. We know Kanu's lawyer has been remanded in Kuje Correctional Center for participating in the protest. The timing and Kanu's decision to personally sign the notice raised questions about his relationship with his legal team and suggest a significant strategic pivot in his defense approach, potentially signaling his readiness to confront, the charges directly after years of legal challenge. People would say, he had no choice. Right now, his lead counsel is in detention. He has to, I believe he also is a lawyer, he says, Nnamdi Kanu. I've heard some places that he said that.
You see, if we want to build a nation, let's build a nation. If we want to be hypocritical, let's be hypocritical. For all of those that are saying Ejimako has no right of protest, and I'm not a lawyer, so please, you can challenge some of my thoughts, but I'll think freely on this. And they are claiming sub judice. We have all been on this table where many cases that are currently in courts have been come to discuss here. Do you remember? Can we even go back and point out a couple of things? Anyway, we remember the debacle of Natasha, and we remember how people were coming to discuss the case while even the judges said they shouldn't discuss it here. Do we remember? Why didn't the legal disciplinary committee, why were they called in then? This case has not been, it's been on for a while. You remember that at some point during President Buhari's administration, some Igbo leaders, even when the case was in court, went to prevail over President Buhari for a political solution. Were they sub judice then? I'm talking about those Igbo leaders. Yeah. Recently, we've heard that governors like Alex Oti and a couple of other governors, I think governor of Imo State, have been talking to the president about a case currently in court. Can we also deem those as sub judice? So please, I don't know anything in law, but I just think out loud. So please, you can educate me. I'm open to education.
We will learn more.
No. So I want to learn.
A huge debate.
No. And that's why I'm asking. And I've cited my position that were these engagements sub judice, the one that the great elder statesman from the South is that even finally passed after that negotiation with President Buhari it was a former federal minister in the 60s in this country. They went to President Buhari to ask and beg that Nnamdi Kanu should be released political solution. The governors that have been talking to the president as regards that, are these also sub judice? Because when you say, okay, Ejimako went to protest about a case in court and you say, okay, sub judice, you should know better. Now he's been detained and, he's been taken against his right. We forget he's a citizen first. Well, those other instances were they sub judice. That's just what I want to. And please, let's also put a background on this case. We've also had a court in this country that have said that Nnamdi Kanu did no wrong and should be discharged and acquitted, and appeal courts, before this case had been taken to the Supreme Court. So let's also put that in the context of this conversation. Nnamdi Kanu said he wants to go ahead with his defense process. Yes, he has the rights, but also it's only incumbent on let's even make a verification if he was the one that listed these people out. And let's make a verification on that process that was said that came from him, and let him go through his defense. A man has the right to be able to defend himself.
Right.
I am not saying that we should not, have a definitive stance on the rule of law in this country. But all I point out every day is the hypocrisy.
The selective application.
There are people now that we see them carrying guns and everything, bandits, having peace meetings and all that. Nobody have arrested them now. Okay. Their matter is not in court, it's not sub judice now.
All right.
So that one is out there. Then secondly, we have also seen people that were pardoned, bandits, criminals that were pardoned. All we're also saying is the political solution that you feel was good for the bandits that people speak for, give it to this man and charge him that if any other thing is done again, then actions will be meted out. That's all what a lot of people are calling for in this regard.
Yes.
That's just it. So if you call him all sorts of things, you call him a terrorist and everything, but you've done it for some bandits in the past now. Why is it so different?
All right.
That's all I'm asking. Right. I'm not saying I support the way he went about it. I'm not saying I support all his abuses.
All right.
You did the same process people are saying do for this man, for other people that we saw. You even rehabilitated them. Like Dr. Bati said, you give them ashwebi and jollof rice and pepper soup. These are people that carry gun. No? I'm not sure Nnamdi Kanu ever. Did you ever see any gun is not going to shoot people? But these are even people that carry gun. No, that
kill criminals.
That criminals that committed heinous crimes. All
All right.
You gave them a waiver and you said they should be good members of society again. All we are just saying is, for the sake of balancing and for the sake of, let's have fairness.
All right.
Let that same thing be done to Nnamdi Kanu, and let's also charge him that all the insecurity there that people are attributing to you, let it stop.
All right.
So that at least when Nnamdi Kanu is out of the picture, anybody that does this thing again, we say, okay, we know this is criminality. That's all I'm arguing.
The names that he mentioned, though, as compellable witnesses, I mean, I wonder how that will play into his, defense and all of that. He's asking for 90 days. I believe the last time there was a ruling by James Judge Omotosho, he had said that Nnamdi Kanu should, conduct his case within 6 days. So I don't know. I mean, he's now asked for 90 days. It seems like another extension. But yesterday was this Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, and there were many dimensions to the protest. We saw a clergyman calling out notable pastors, including Pastor Enoch Adeboye, as well as Pastor Tunde Bakare, saying that instead of enjoying tithes and offerings, they should be present at the protest. Well, the same priest was seen running and taking cover after police dispensed tear gas. Let's take a look.
As an Episcopal Lord, I was expecting to see my colleagues. I've not seen anyone yet. I've not seen Pastor Adeboye, Enoch, Gezi. I've not seen Pastor Tunde Bakare. Pastor Tunde Bakare, where are you? You came to the streets to dislodge Goodluck Jonathan for his good economic policy, social reform. You people knocked him out of Asura. And today, one man, the country is on that stage. And you people are busy. You are enjoying your tithe and offering your church. Come out and speak for justice. What did God Almighty say? I do not delight in your tithe and offering. I do not delight in your burnt offering. Justice is what I ask you.
They are shooting. They are shooting.
I'm sorry, I have to out you, Mumbai. Mumbai has been cracking up. Is it your constituents or constituency?
No.
Both of you.
Yes, they are big pastors.
They are big pastors.
So
but he did make a valid point. And I think the reason why he called those people was because they were out during the time of, those protests. And
I said you should not talk.
Okay, 30-second comment.
Thank God you recall that they came out in their youthful days. Has anything changed?
No.
Pastor Adeboye is 83 years old. Pastor Bakari just turned 70. Let the youth go and use their strength to protest because of the altar. Because they've done their own. And I mean, I think that maybe we should call the younger ones to now take on the baton of defending and going out there to protest. You can.
This is the greatest terrorist that Nigeria has ever encountered. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what some may say. But let me tell you the truth about this man and who he really is, and why he's so important to us Biafrans. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, also known as IPOB. IPOB is a movement made up by mostly Igbos who believe that the sovereignist part of Nigeria, also known as Biafra, should have a right of self-determination. IPOB was founded by Nnamdi Kanu around 2012 to peacefully advocate for Biafran independence, promote Igbo identity, and speak against marginalization, while the Nigerian government declared IPOB as a terrorist organization in 2017. Many Igbos and international observers disagree. They see it as a political movement, not a violent one, which is actually the case. But Nigeria know one better thing. Now, going back to Nnamdi Kanu, he was born in 1967, the same year where the Biafran War commenced, in the city of Umahi in Abia State. He is a British citizen as well, and he's also known for founding Radio Biafra, which is a platform that gave millions of Igbos a voice when they felt ignored by the Nigerian government. This man is not a terrorist, not at all. He is a freedom fighter, someone who was brave enough to stand up and say that Igbos and Biafrans deserve to be treated equally in their own country. That is the bare minimum. If they want us to call Nigeria our country, then why can't they treat us the same as other tribes? Why can't they do that? But then, when we decide to make our own nation, that's when the problem arises. Doesn't make sense. Nigeria is a zoo. For Biafrans, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents identity, unity, and courage. His words reminded millions about the history of Biafra, a nation that existed, that fought, and that still lives long in the hearts of our people. He spoke about self-determination, not war. about dignity, not division, and for that, he was arrested and labeled a terrorist by the same system that refused to label Fulani headsmen after years of kidnappings, attacks, and killings. Nnamdi Kanu was first arrested in 2015 on charges like treason and terrorism. In 2021, he was abducted in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria, a move that many call an illegal rendition. I'm going to post a clip of him in court talking about this very situation.
Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committing an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. Is not done anywhere in the world. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world. And we have in my case.
He's been in detention ever since. Trials come and go, judges change, but yet justice seems very far away. Even when courts rule in his favor, the government keeps finding new ways to delay his freedom. The double standard we hate the most is him being labeled a terrorist for speaking the truth, whilst the Nigerian government turns a blind eye to those who actually commit violence, like the Fulani headsmen. When the people who defend themselves get punished, and those who destroy lives get protected, that's not justice, that's politics. Since his arrest in 2021 up to now, there's a sit-at-home policy being followed by the Igbo states in the southern-east part of Nigeria. And this happens every Monday, where shops are closed and people stay in their houses in support of Nnamdi Kanu after his unjust arrest. But over time, this sit-at-home policy has lost its true purpose, and some people just see it as another day off or as a holiday. And in many big cities in the southeast, such as Owerri in Imo State, they've stopped observing this sit-at-home policy in the majority of the town. So yeah, a lot of people are forgetting the true meaning behind this sit-at-home practice that we are following. We've been doing this for 4 years and the Nigerian government has not budged an eye regarding this situation. And I've got to blame a lot of Igbo politicians because greed is what's spoiling our nation. As I always say, there is bad people from every tribe, bad people from every culture. And yeah, Igbo politicians are not doing a good job when it comes to this situation. Nnamdi Kanu changed how Igbos see themselves. He made them remember who they are. And if you get called a terrorist for demanding justice, then maybe the real threat is in the truth he speaks. Free Nnamdi Kanu, free the Igbos, free Biafra. Biafra will come.
We can build a toy factory for them. So even at this age, they can be very wealthy people. But because we are in Nigeria, that is why despite all these creative talent and invention, they remain very poor. We all are poor. But I can assure you that any future Biafran government will judiciously and effectively utilize these talents on display to make sure we create employment, to make sure we create the necessary enabling environment for our children to grow up without fear of want. Do you see what Nigeria is doing to Biafrans? Our talents are being destroyed because we are in Nigeria. You can see what they have done. All over the world, in the Western world especially, you have Legoland. We have Toys R Us. These are multi-billion-pound establishments. Why can't these young boys or their families enjoy the same level of quality of life as do those abroad? It's because we're in Nigeria. That is why these things cannot be showcased. That is why they cannot support him, because we are in Nigeria. Very, very sad and very shameful. After looking at this, then you tell me to dump Biafra or to stop agitating for Biafra. Why should I do so?
April this year, one came in Matthew, this guy here was arrested for armed robbery. They robbed the woman, he was arrested for armed robbery, and he was charged and sent to a prison. So April, Matthew Nwakeme and one other Solomon were arrested in Asaba, and taken to Imo State, Tiger Base in Imo State, where they were charged for armed robbery. They were remanded in prison or in prison for armed robbery and possession of firearms, because this guy, his friend, confessed to the police that his father is the person who keeps guns for them. Guns were recovered. They were charged to court. This happened in April this year. Between April and August, these guys, they managed to leave the prison. God knows how they left the prison. And by August, September, they moved back to Delta State or Washuku, where they rented a house in Washuku, and they started, kidnapping again. So currently, this guy here has a case in Imo State, case of armed robbery, which is currently at the High Court. This is the suit number. So now, nobody knows how he left the prison. Arrested April. By August, he was already out from prison for armed robbery. A case of armed robbery. So the guy they free from prison is the one now in our community robbing, kidnapping, and raping people. They are currently somewhere. So this video here is how it looks now. So in case you see him anywhere, this is how Matthew, this is his looks currently. You see, they are all over TikTok. All of them, more than 15 of them, they have TikTok account. They are active on TikTok. They post videos. They live in our communities. They live in houses. They don't live inside the bush. They live in houses. They have girlfriends. They have sisters. You understand? So these pictures I posted in the morning, if you have seen them anywhere, all right, just know that you are in trouble, because if they are residing in your place, they might have kidnapped, they might have robbed or raped our young girls. People are asking, Harrison, are you not scared posting with your face? This is my face. I've not been scared from day one. If I'm scared, I won't be posting it. This is my face. My number is out there. My number is out there. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anybody at all. So for me to be here talking to you like this, so it shows that Omo, enough is enough. It is time for us to do it ourselves, to get these guys out from our streets. Assist us.
So guys, to end this video, let me take you through some of the headlines on the social media space, just for you to know what is happening in Nigeria. This person here tweeted and said, Tinubu will be kicked out in 2027 and the sky will not fall. Almost concluded in Washington. Hey, bookmark this. Tell no one about it, that Tinubu is going to be kicked out by America. Oh my God. So guys, you can see what is happening. Now, has vote buying been legalized? Soludo promises 10 million reward to local government that delivers most votes for ABGA in Anambra election. Using state money to oh God. Soludo solution. This man, I don't know where he got his professorship, honestly. I don't know where Soludo got his professorship. Aisha Yusufu is asking Soludo, has election buying been legalized? Soludo said, anybody that wins is going to give them 10 million. They are using state resources to just, oh my God, this man, I just wonder, and he will come out to be challenging Peter Obi. This same Soludo will boldly come out to challenge Peter Obi. So guys, this is really sad. Now let me take some reactions. APC said a similar thing in Lagos. I don't understand these politicians these days. You impoverish the citizens and go back to offer them stipend just to vote for you. Their money, their own money you stole. This is wickedness to the highest order. A professor who has once been a CBN governor. I wonder what he achieved as a CBN governor. It's the sharing of the money that will ignite violence. And at the end, an innocent, hungry person pays the price. Nigerian politicians are a bunch of bloodsuckers who don't care about the consequences of their words and actions. Vagabonds in power. This other person said, make una promise on our own. Na abi, why you dey cry? For activism to politics only. Swear say you and Sarah and Momopi and other low budget content creator like you no collect money from Angolo fraud. If it can offer DG money, ona e no go offer money, akamu. Can you imagine? This is what this person is saying. That Aisha Yusufu must have collected money from Peter Obi. This person said, Patrick, okay, this person said, imagine using state money for private use, morally corrupt entities. Anambra, do the needful or you spend another 4 years of incompetence, honestly. Ew. Someone said the man is professor of electoral malpractice. All those non-functional boreholes in the north no be vote buying. That's the not be vote buying. With even if it's vote buying, he did it. This person is saying that the borehole Peter Obi is buying is paying in Anambra. He's building in the north is vote buying. He's vote buying. He's not doing it even near close election. How is it vote buying? You know, how is it vote buying with his private money? How is it vote buying? And this other person said, that's the Nigeria we live in because of Tinubu. It's a big time shame. Ew. This person said, oh, sister, why are you asking this question at this time of the night? Vote buying has been legalized from the inception of the mall crazy in Nigeria from 1999. In fact, it went through first, second, third reading before it was unofficially signed into law. Trouble is we aren't paying attention. This person say, who get 10 million? Where you want take by this vote? These politicians don't see Nigeria finish. This is even the insult to them. This is even an insult to them. What's 10 million naira to a whole local government? Honestly. Ew, Soludo promising 10 million. And this person is saying, what is even 10 million? Assuming he wants to give it to a whole local government area. Ew, Papa. Another person say again, the blogger and influencer will see this post and turn their eyes away and rush to clouds chasing distracting posts of VDM, Baylord, Portable to feed their audience. Nigerian youths were, when will you wake up? This is not buying. He is rewarding performance, but the question is from what source, government or personal? He should be disqualified if he truly made this statement. How can a sitting governor make this statement? Who go disqualify him? INEC. Soludo is a disgrace to the title of professor, a key player in the rot that has plagued Nigeria. He loves to see he loves to be seen as an eminent scholar, yet his actions tell a different story. He defends corruption when it benefits him. In plain terms, hypocrisy wears a professorial robe. What is illegal before ma? What is illegal before ma? Because they have been buying and weren't tagging, were not tagged criminals. Okay. Those donations that you handle in Labour Party is for what? This means that everything bad in life has been legalized under this Tinubu's administration. This person says, how are the mighty fallen? Once Reverend Professor is now talking like a tout because of politics, you know? Once Reverend Professor now talks like a tout. Did Elon Musk not give 1 million donation to hey, why are Nigerians reasoning like this? Did Elon Musk not give $1 million on multiple occasions to ensure Trump victory? Now, America taught us it's not America. Donald Trump Elon Musk is how do you call it? A private citizen. Even wants to pay and sponsor the election for Trump. But you as a sitting governor, that you have overseen the finance of the state, you are now promising them that if they bring you back, you are going to pay them. Instead of using that money to make education work better, build roads, you want to use it for election. Oh, In the animal kingdom, nothing is legal, nothing is also illegal. It is all about survival. There are no prosecution for electoral offences, including vote buying in Nigeria, but the number of successful convictions for vote buying appears to be none. Vote buying became legalized when the sham 2023 election was upheld. Nigeria is finished. So guys, let me end this session with this breaking news. Nigerian police has arrested Sowore. You know, after the NSAS protest that happened in Nigeria, it appears protest is now a forbidden thing in this country. Because sometimes people keep saying Nigerian youths are fearless, they only talk online. My dear, you may not know what will befall you by the time you leave home. You know, this is one of the reasons why African parents, you know, do give birth to more people, more children. Because you don't even know what will happen to your only child. Nigeria is the country where people live the least number of years. I mean, if you are born in Nigeria and you are living in Nigeria, you have the tendency of dying younger, you know, than your counterparts in elsewhere. Call it Chad, call it Niger Republic, call it any other country in the world. Nigeria is where people die early. That's what research says. Considering the bad roads, poor medical care, insecurity, that is number one. Somebody was just talking yesterday on the Twitter space that if you are in Edo State, your life will so shortly be cut because of kidnappers, bandits, all kinds of things, bad roads and all that. Now, the Nigerian police, according to this headline, says Nigerian police force has just reportedly arrested Yele Sowore at Federal High Court. So, guys, they've come for Sowore for organizing protests that is not a forbidden thing that the Constitution allows. Now, let me see. Okay, this is a video showing the moment Sowore was arrested by the Nigerian police. You know, there is a video. Okay. Sowore was even talking to them that they did not come with arrest warrants, no invitation. So Sowore insisted that he has to go with his lawyer. So guys, if you are in opposition in African countries, why are African leaders always like this? You know, why are African leaders always like this? So Sowore has been arrested, and so that is the Nigerian police, and this was the moment Sowore was arrested by Nigerian police after he was done at Federal High Court this morning. Sowore was in court, and immediately he was about to leave. Guess what? They had to come and arrest him. You know, we have to stand for you when you are oppressed, but you are not standing for oppression. Omoyele Sowore told the police people. And this is not the first time the police will arrest him, not the last. They will release him. Sowore has no skeleton in his cupboard. And this other person said, just give us location, men mount. Just give us location, men mount. This person said the youth are currently lazing around, chasing clouds and vibes, waiting for miracles. Stand up and defend yourself and your generation. Millions of Sowore will stand up from where? A tall order. If the zoo had just 5 Sowores, maybe there will be hope, but just I don't see it. Okay, this person said Adibin will have more of Sowores. But what is his offense? What was his offense? I want to know. This person said after police called them out for not arresting. Okay, after people called them out for not arresting Sowore, but only arresting Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer, they all committed same allegation. I believe SUG president is really Tinubu's boy. This country is gone under a supposed democracy fighter. A shame his ancestors didn't bring. This was a tactics. They saw Nigerians linking Sowore to APC and decided to arrest him. So there are a lot of everybody is just saying his own here. This is what happens when this is maybe I wanted to say this is what happens when people who of a common goal do not come together and strategize, plan and act on how to achieve these goals. It's gonna be easy to pick one by one. And scare the rest. There must be unity and a collective force among these people with good intention for this country. I think this makes sense, you know. The Nigerian police came with their motto. Okay, waiting for them for carry coming motorbike. I don't understand this person's English, but the gist there is that Showore finished from the court, possibly was about to leave, and the policemen approached him and picked him up. And Showore, a regular customer for police station, then go soon release him. When they saw people asking questions, they decided to arrest him so as to preserve his relevance. We already know he is working for Tinubu. No, please, people shouldn't just be mixing up things, you know. This person said, this is heartbreaking to see. When will this cycle of intimidation and suppression and freedom of expression isn't a crime? If you say make you reason Nigeria matter, your brain could fit knock. Honestly, sometimes you just feel like Nigeria doesn't want it. Nigeria for anybody. Nigeria is our own. And this person say, only mouth. I thought you guys would fight them. This person said, Nnamdi Kanu's miscreant and Showore non-entities can now come together and form their own coalitions of idiots. I don't know why people are saying this your Kana. I dey feel am for my head. This your Kana. I don't know what this means. This country is slowly losing its reputation. The very dark man has also reacted, and he said the script is always the same with Nigerian police and politicians. They never change. Bunch of illegal people. So I don't know if this is really the very dark man's. Okay, it's not really the very dark man. I think it's a very dark man supporter. And this person says, so because they discuss he's not being arrested during Free Nnamdi Kanu's protest, they decide to pursue it in court. Bunch of jokers. Every time Showore organizes protest now, another person go chop arrest. That guy they protest with VMP. No be every AK market day them they arrest Showore. Are we not supposed to be operating democracy in Nigeria? He constituted a nuisance in court proceeding. Why won't he be arrested? I don't know what led to this. We have seen his script before. One day I will fake my own death. I beg you, waiting our freedom fighter do again. So there are a lot of reactions here after the Nigerian police came to pick Showore. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.